Coming up on Cooking Crave, we've got 3 recipes for all you snack lovers out there, perfect for football season. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne.
And we got some snack recipes that perfect for football season or anytime.
Anytime, but with football season right upon us now, what better time?
Absolutely.
These are all He-Man pleasers.
I would say girls too.
Oh, girls too.
Okay. We're gonna make 3 different recipes like I was telling you. We're gonna make some snack pretzels, super easy. I know that you make these to go camping all the time and all of your camping friends just love them.
They're I don't know if I can say, but they taste just like the DOTSs that you buy in the grocery store that you pay a lot of money for the little bag.
So if you want convenience, you buy them in the store. If you got time, you make them yourself.
Yeah.
Here's a
and
theory.
price.
Right. So to make these little pretzels, you need 4 bags of the butter spindle pretzels. You can just buy the big container. A bottle of Orville Redenbacher oil, a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1.5 teaspoon dill weed, and
It's actually a tablespoon of dill weed.
Oh, tablespoon.
Yeah,
Thank
you want that.
Okay,
Yes.
and a package of Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. Super easy.
It is. And you don't even have to bake them or anything. It is just
Super easy. And people think you slaved over everything.
everything. That's
Kind of like
right.
Rice Krispie bars.
Yes.
And then the second thing we're going to make is a recipe submitted by our own cameraman Trace, bacon breadsticks. This is a heart attack waiting to happen, but they're very tasty. So you need a package of bacon, a couple of packages of crescent rolls, and
A little bit of Parmesan
a little
cheese.
bit of Parmesan cheese.
And you bake them.
Super easy.
That's
but I
right.
bet they're going to be awesome. And the third one is also from our cameraman Trace. We are going to be making a pizza with garlic bread on the side.
That's a pizza dip. Yeah. It's gonna be-
Pizza dip.
That's right.
All right. I just hear my arteries clogging right now. But what you're going to need is 8 ounces of cream cheese, a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, a 1/2 cup of ricotta cheese, and an egg. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon each of dried oregano, dried pepper flakes, garlic powder, and these are going to be in layers. You're going to need a cup of marinara sauce and a cup of pepperoni slices, and a 1/2 cup each of white onion and mushrooms. And this is going to be the 4th layer. You're going to need mozzarella, some more pepperoni slices, some fresh basil. Hoofty.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good.
It sounds pretty good.
And I think we bake that at like 350 for 25 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, I think that one is. But right now I have my oven on at 400 degrees for the crescent bacon.
Okay,
Sticks.
so that's where we're going to start.
That's where we're going to start.
All right,
yes.
I'm going to set these aside and
Okay. So we'll just open one of these. When I went to the grocery store to buy my crescent rolls, I kind of come across this by, just looking at the expiration dates, making sure I didn't have anything expired, was the crescent roll sheets.
okay.
Which works way better.
Well, especially when you're making different stuff than just crescent rolls.
Yeah, and we're not rolling them up. We want them actually in strips. So we're going to just kind of press this out a little bit. And you may want to put this on a floured flour your cupboard, but with the pastry sheet, you don't need to.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is I'm just going to use my pizza cutter that's in front of my nose, is I'm going to just cut that into little strips here.
Okay.
And then we're going to bake it like for 15 minutes. And The bacon, don't use the thick sliced bacon because because you're wrapping that up in here and you want that bacon to cook and to kind of brown. So if you have the bacon too thick, your crescent dough is going to get too brown until the bacon would be done.
Okay.
So, and that pizza cutter works just great. Now, I did cut the bacon down a little bit because it would be too long,
Right.
for the crescent rolls. But I almost forgot. Before we put the bacon on, we're going to sprinkle it a little bit with Parmesan cheese.
Okay. I didn't know if this went on the goes on this layer and not over the top.
Yeah, we're going to put it on this layer here because then the bacon too, when you wrap that, twist it, the Parmesan cheese is going to stay in there. So just sprinkle a little bit on there.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be. So now we can just go ahead and let's put bacon on. And then we'll just go ahead and twist them up. And after they're baked too, if you like, you can actually sprinkle some more Parmesan cheese on it. But then once the dough is baked, it's not going to stick as well. So my preference would be is to, put maybe a little more Parmesan cheese on the dough, and then with the bacon, it's going to hold in there, and then you don't have that crumbling in there. So you're going to just pick that up, and you're just going to twist them like this, like you would do a crescent roll.
Okay.
And make sure that you have a sheet with the sides, just because, when it's baking a little bit with the bacon, in case you get a little bit of grease
Okay.
there and stuff. So, and we'll be able to just put one more there. Can't you just see what a pleaser this will be for all our football fans?
Absolutely. I think for any game get together, this would be a crowd pleaser, though.
I absolutely think anytime you want a nice little snack. So we're going to just set this pan over here.
Okay.
And then let's go ahead and make the other one too, being we have the two here and we have more bacon.
Sure.
Okay, we have our 2 pans of crescent bacon sticks here. We'll pop them in the oven. And we said we're going to put them on at, it says 400 degrees, and I'm going to put it at 15 minutes.
Okay.
And stuff. So let's get that on there. Going. Okay. That was easy enough.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll just roll this up here. And the next one is a pizza dip.
All right.
You're going to want like about a 10-inch pie plate.
Okay.
It says 9 in there, and I just have a 10. There's quite a bit of ingredients, and I want to make sure it doesn't run over and stuff like
Sure.
that. I think you're better off that way. So we're going to start with the cream cheese here. We're going to just and make sure you have it out at room temperature so that softens.
Okay.
And that's all our layers here and stuff. So we're going to.
So I'm almost gonna be like assembling a lasagna
It is. It is.
with all of the layers we got going on here.
Okay, so we're going to have the 8-ounce cream cheese. Now we have half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
So and this here I did get regular grated Parmesan cheese instead of using the Parmesan cheese that's really fine, like over spaghetti and that. And then we have just a 1/4 cup of onion, I believe is what is on there.
Okay.
And it's going to ask for a half a cup of ricotta cheese.
Okay.
And I didn't have that pre-measured here, but we'll.
And use ricotta instead of like a cottage cheese because just the consistency is so much different than
It is,
cottage
definitely.
cheese.
If it was cottage cheese, I think you'd want to go ahead and make sure you would blend that with a blender or whatever to get it creamy and stuff.
Right.
So. And it also asks for an egg.
Okay. Oh yeah, do it the correct way.
There we go.
You don't have a bad egg, but then the time that you don't expect it, you put it right in.
Yep, you would. So now it's asked for half, these are all going to be half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon oregano, and we have, it's
Right
too
in front of you.
big, the pepper flakes. I'm so used to, having them all in little containers already. So half a teaspoon of the red pepper flakes.
Okay.
So this now we're just going to blend this together, and that's going to be our first layer.
Okay.
And once we get that stirred a little bit, just the egg in itself is going to really help soften that.
Break up the cream cheese a little bit.
Just go.
We're talking about football, but this would be great when you just have a little get together at work, or you just need to quick whip something together. I know that this would be
It's
a favorite.
going to be really good. Now, it didn't say to spray my pan, but just because of the cheese and that, I think I would like to just spray it a little bit with pan.
Sure.
Which I'll need to just go ahead and get that over here. And just spray it lightly. Because, we know with the cheese and that it's going to, I would think stick a little bit, but yet it's a dip, and it's not that you're going to be scooping it out and slices or whatever.
Right, but we're going to be baking it, so
That's right.
it's different if you have cream cheese as a layer and you don't need to bake it, but because of the egg.
Okay. So we'll just. So it doesn't take long to mix that up just with the spoon, but like I said, the cream cheese was at, we had that out for about 30 minutes, so it was at room temperature, and it sure will mix
a
well.
difference. All right.
Then we'll just spread that out.
And it almost, in the picture when we were looking at this too, it kind of almost looked like a pizza.
It does, yes, because you have pepperoni on top of that. Okay. So then the next layer is, it's 1 cup of marinara sauce.
Okay.
And I did buy the marinara sauce. I have pasta sauces, and I thought, okay, I have not usually used marinara sauce. So I kind of went on the internet to say, what's the difference between like regular pizza sauce and marinara sauce? And this is kind of, it's maybe a little bit thicker, and it's a little bit more, they says, full-bodied or whatever,
Okay.
I think, with the spices and stuff like that, so. But if, in my opinion, if you didn't have the marinara sauce and you had pizza sauce on hand and just didn't want to go out for that particular item, I think you're going to be just fine, using your pizza sauce also.
Sure.
Okay, so now we're just layer that there.
It's pizza without a crust, I'm thinking is what it is.
Yes.
You smell all those spices in there.
Yes, it just, and you know, it to me, it's a little bit creamier too than the pizza sauce. And like I said, I'm really kind of interested, I guess, to say,
What it tastes like.
is there going to be much of a difference? So now I'm going to go ahead and we chopped a little bit of, it says a cup of pepperoni.
Okay.
And I'm going to mix some mushrooms in it. And that's going to be our next layer. I'm going to just mix it up this way because I feel that this way I will get a better mix.
Sure. All right, get those spread out a little bit.
Get that.
Oh, you can hear the bacon sizzling already.
With that. You know, and I have found, and I really like making my bacon in the oven just when I'm even going to make bacon or want
Okay.
BLTs versus frying it in a pan. It just goes so easy and it stays, it doesn't shrink up as much.
Okay.
And you get nice and crisp, and I love it that way. So then we're going to have our fourth layer on here, but what we're going to do first is there's some more pepperoni.
Okay.
And we're going to put the pepperoni in a pan and just heat that up.
Okay.
And then we'll be putting that on top. And we're going to kind of dab the pepperoni, get a little of the extra, you know, grease out of it and stuff.
Okay.
So, okay, well, we're going to put our pepperoni in, and we're going to, it asks that we put it in a cold pan.
Okay.
And not have the pan heated up. And you just have to heat that pepperoni just a little bit. It's not that you're cooking it a lot or, you know, for like 10 minutes or anything like that.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that on. And I just want enough pepperoni that I'm going to be able to cover that pie plate nicely. So maybe a few more slices. Okay, I think that should do that well here. Look
Okay.
about enough.
I think it does.
So we'll put the rest back in here and just heat that up, and already you can see it turning a little bit of different color.
Yes.
And that. So what I'm going to do is get a paper towel here just to be able to put that on, and then, you know, we'll dab out that grease there.
Okay.
You know, that is one thing, pepperoni is pretty greasy, I guess. You know, I
Yep.
hate to say, you know, but it does make a difference, whatever, so.
But it does taste good.
It does.
Pepperoni pizza.
And what's going to be fun with this as a dip, you can use different, you can use garlic toast for a dip, you know, bagel chips, corn chips, you know, or, you know, just or the regular white chips.
Sure.
And that
Or
too.
tortilla chips, yep.
Yep. So it gives it a nice.
But kind of it's got a pizza feel to it. A bread would be kind of nice with that.
Yeah, I think anything that you know your family would like, or each individual is going to like. And as we see, as that heating up already, you can see where the grease is coming out of there.
Sure.
And while we're doing that, I want to take a peek and look at our crescent rolls.
Well, they're browning up nice.
Oh, aren't they though? Look at nice. Smells really good. Okay, now let's take out our pepperoni here and just put them on the towel.
Yeah, spread those out and dab them off.
Oh, that's the for the crescent
rolls.
And let's check them and see how if they're ready to take out or not. So we'll just roll that up and there, get that extra grease out of there.
Okay.
And
Oh, they're browned up beautifully.
Oh, oh, they are. Ooh. I think those are looking really, really good. Nice and brown. So we're gonna just set that aside here.
Okay.
I don't want to put it on the stove because, you know, that burner is hot. And we'll just put that right there. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to come back over here.
Okay.
And we're going to first put the cheese in here.
Okay.
It had said mozzarella slices. Well, what's easier than using the shredded mozzarella on it and stuff that you have it nice and even. Now, I have the oven on at 400 degrees. I'm going to turn it down to 350.
Okay.
You know, for this.
It says let's see. So it's sliced mozzarella. We don't really, it's not saying how much to use, but just like a layer, I would assume.
Yes, I would definitely. And the cheese is definitely good. I would put more on than that. How much is, because the cheese is what's going to make it. I would just put that whole 8 ounces in there.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. Until you spread that all over, I don't think you really have too much cheese.
Sure, it's not crazy.
Okay. So we're going to spread the pepperoni on here now.
Okay.
And then we're going to bake that for about 20 minutes. And then at the last few moments, we're going to just put that on the broiler on because we want that cheese to kind of brown a little bit.
Sure.
So, and I also have a little bit of fresh basil left here, so I'm going to just sprinkle that on here.
Well, all I can just smell is that bacon right now.
Does smell good, doesn't it?
It does.
Spread that. Okay,
All right.
so we're going to put that into the oven here. And let's put the timer on for 20 minutes.
Okay.
No, come on. Didn't push it hard enough. There we go. So now we just need to wait for that. But while we're waiting for that, we can make our pretzels.
Okay.
And this is one of the easiest things you can make. And that, because like I said, what's great about it, you don't have to bake it or anything like that. I'm going to get a picture here.
Okay.
So we start out with a bottle of Overredenbacher. You want the butter flavored oil.
Okay.
And it's 16 ounces. And that's, you know, I guess I've not ever seen a different size or whatever, but just knowing that it is 16 ounces.
Okay. Unless you just put in a huge bag.
Yeah, we're going to put the pretzels in there. And then all our ingredients here, it's a teaspoon of garlic powder.
Okay. And you're adding this to the oil.
I'm going to put it in the oil because we want to blend that up really well.
Okay.
And then I believe we said 1.5 tablespoons of dill weed.
Okay.
And I need to get my tablespoon out here.
And it's tablespoon, not teaspoon.
That's
Because that's a
right.
lot of dill weed.
You know, it sounds like it is, but it is not too much of a, you know, it's not an overpowering flavoring at all. In fact, there isn't anything better than dill. I love dill. Okay. Now, it asks for a package of ranch dressing.
Yes.
And I buy mine in the bulk. And so that is 3 tablespoons.
Okay.
You know, if you don't have to package it and you do like I mix, that's 3 tablespoons.
Okay.
And that's it. That's some of the ingredients.
And we don't need to bake this. This
we
is
don't
just
need to bake it or anything like that.
easy.
So I'm going to get a little whisk. And then take your whisk and, whisk those seasonings up really well with that.
Okay. And if you let this sit, obviously it would separate. You just use it right away.
Yes, just whisk it just before you pour it on.
Okay. That seems like a lot of oil, but we're using 2 big containers of pretzels here.
Right. It asks for 4 bags of the pretzels here, but I buy these at the local hardware store here and use 2 big tubs, and the tubs are 2 pounds each.
Okay.
So we're going to pour that in here. And when I pour them in, I try to,
not have all
get
the
all the
salt.
salt in it, because there's that little extra salt on the bottom there. And then I always save the containers, and I put the pretzels back in there when they're dry.
Absolutely. Let's see here.
And this plastic bag here, it's a 2.5 gallon. Your large bag here makes it just perfect.
It's a lot of pretzels.
Yeah.
But when you're watching football, you're watching TV, you could put a lot of food away too.
You can. So just pour that all over there. And I'll get my spatula here. And then we're going to just close that up and toss it real gently. Until...
I don't know if I got it all the way.
Yeah, I think you do.
Okay.
Until the oil, that's all mixed in with that. So just go ahead and just keep gently tossing, turning it, and that.
But probably the most amazing part about this recipe, as opposed to like Chex Mix and some of the other mixes out there, you don't bake this.
You don't have to bake it, no, and you just put it out on some paper towels and let that dry for a couple hours. And I've made it sometime at night, late evening, and then I'll just leave it out on the counter until morning and put it away too.
Okay.
And that worked out really well. So, if I just gently toss
Make
that.
sure it's all coated well.
And when you're looking at that, you say, oh, that's a lot of maybe oil, but it's not. They're just great. And as we're doing this, you can actually see, before you saw the oil on our plastic bag, now there's no excess there anymore. So we're going to just put these to the side.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go ahead and, let's put our ricotta cheese in the fridge.
All right.
Just an extra couple of tosses here.
And you want to put it on like a paper towel so that it absorbs a little bit there?
Absorbs a little bit there. And I've used wax paper already too. And
Okay.
stuff, and it works just fine. So we're going to put that extra piece out there. And then we're just going to empty our pretzels on there.
All right. Oh, roll away pretzel.
One for the puppy, huh?
If we had one.
Okay, and then just spread them out like this and just let them dry.
Super easy.
It is, and super, super good. So now the next thing we need to do is just wait till our pizza dip is completed, and then we'll show the viewers how we're going to serve that.
All right, sounds great.
Okay, let's go ahead. The buzzer is going off. We've had our dip in for 20 minutes. Yeah, let's, okay. Oh, see, that's really nice and brown. It asks to broil it for a few moments, but you know, when I'm looking at that, you almost wouldn't have to if you didn't want to. So
Yeah, it's brown around the edges, maybe just a little bit in the center.
yeah, and a person's gonna have to really watch that very close because that's gonna go quickly.
Okay.
So we're looking at maybe a couple of minutes at max and
Okay.
stuff. So let's just put that back in there and let that go. But isn't that a pretty dip?
Absolutely.
In that. So we'll just watch it really close and we'll take it out in just a couple of moments.
Sounds great.
Let's check our pizza dip now that we've had it under the broiler for a few moments. Oh, okay, that's just perfect. We just wanted that to brown a little bit.
All right.
We'll just set that down.
I can't push the tray back in.
No, I don't think we want to do that. And then we'll just turn the oven off. Okay, so we can see how great that dip looks. Don't you think that's would be a big hit?
Absolutely.
So let's just take a little bit out of here. And I'm glad I did spray that pan just a little bit there. So whoop.
It's not going to really come out like it's looking in the pan, but it's certainly going to taste awesome.
That's right. You're going to want to let this set
up a little
bit, longer, and that to make that really look good. And what I would do is I would serve it maybe with some garlic toast. How about a couple of bagel chips?
Sure.
Or we could actually do some chips here too.
Absolutely.
So I think while we're showing it, because that didn't come out quite like I want, we're going to want to see the finished product right there. And I won't have you take that either.
No, because that's going to be very hot.
And then our plate of pretzels.
Yes.
And let's just, and I'm going to hold this just.
Oh, we got to grab our other.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes.
We do have quite a few things that we have made here.
Absolutely.
And I hear the Super Bowl is at your house.
The Super Bowl is always at our house. And, if you go by who's winning right now, you would think it might be Patriots, Packers, but there's a lot of season left to go. We got 11 weeks, a lot of football to happen. So start making these recipes, experiment, see what your family likes. But these are some pretty awesome tasting
They're going to love them.
hors d'oeuvres here. To get these recipes, just go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com. Please submit your recipes for us to cook for you. And thank you to the Workshop for being our sponsor. Thank you for joining us here on Cook and Crave.